In this video you will learn how to bake a really fast spelt flour bread, and I will also tell you a little bit what makes baking with spelt flour different from baking with wheat flour. Let's go over the ingredients, and before I tell you everything about it, just know that you will find the US customary measurements for this recipe on the blog. You can switch between the metric and the US customary system just underneath the ingredient list, so you know where to find it. And this is 500 grams of spelt flour that I'm using. So what you need to know about spelt flour is that it is kind of the diva of grains. It is a lot more sensitive than the wheat flour that you're probably used to. And it takes in less liquid than the wheat flour, so it's easy to overdo it. So you be very careful with how much liquid you add to the flour. Also, it is easily over kneaded, so don't knead it for too long. Usually you knead a bread flour dough or a wheat flour dough for 10 minutes. In this case, with the spelt flour, you only knead it for 5 minutes, okay? Other than that, spelt flour is a quite interesting grain. I would challenge you to look it up on Wikipedia. It's really funny. I especially like the part about the Greek mythology with Demeter, which is one of my favorite goddesses. And yeah, so this is about the dinkel part, which you call spelt here mostly in America. Then you need 500 milliliters roughly for the dough. You will definitely have to be careful when you're adding it, seeing how much you really need. And when you look at this video and you say, well, that is weird water. Yeah, this is not water actually. I have just made a batch of quark, and if you want to know what that is and how to make it, you will find the recipe here. And something that is kind of a leftover from quark is the whey. So I'm using my fresh whey here for my bread, and it's something I really like to do, and it's very healthy, and so I don't have to discharge this whey. You can also use, as I said, just simple water, or you can also use some buttermilk, which is great too. Then next I soaked some grains. These are some sunflower seeds and some pumpkin seeds, and I soak them in water for a reason. If you add seeds to a bread and you don't soak them, then these seeds will try to get their liquid from the dough, and your bread will turn out rather dry. So to avoid that, I would always recommend to soak the seeds for a couple of hours or overnight so they don't dry out your bread. Then you also need 10 grams of salt. And here's the downside to this quick recipe. It's made with yeast, which is difficult to get right now during the corona situation, and you need actually 2 packages, which is combined to 14 grams of yeast or 0.5 ounces of yeast. Just to give you a little hint, I saw yeast in a pound package at Amazon, so if you have some friends who are needing some yeast too and you want to share and buy it together, I think that would be a good idea. So the last ingredient here is 2 tablespoons of vinegar, and it can be any vinegar, it doesn't have to be apple cider vinegar. I'm not exactly sure why I'm adding this vinegar to this dough. Oftentimes in Germany, people add a little bit of vinegar to their dough to make it taste a little bit like sourdough bread. But I cannot confirm that this bread tastes like a sourdough bread. I didn't have any kind of sour taste in it. It's a very delicious bread though, and my assumption is that it keeps the bread fresh a little longer, because compared to other yeast breads that I've been baking, this stayed fresh for a longer time than usually, so at least three days, and that is something that I usually don't have with yeast bread. Now I start with putting the flour into the mixing bowl, and I'll add some of the whey in there, and I warmed up the whey in the microwave for a couple of seconds. So So I don't add everything, just some, as you can see. And now I'm adding the yeast. And I mix it a little bit with the liquid here. I just want to make sure that it's really active. And I let this stand for a couple of minutes just to see if it starts bubbling. Yeah, that looks good. There are some bubbles here, you can see this. And that means I can start mixing. I will not add the salt and the vinegar and the seeds yet. So let me first mix this together and see the texture of my dough. I've added so far about a little more than 300 milliliters of the whey that I have here. And I wait until it's kneaded a little bit in so I can see if I need more or less and how much more. Less is difficult though. What am I saying? Okay, I'm adding a little more. Okay, now that you see that the flour gets implemented more, you see it's a soft dough already. And I would say the consistency that you're going for is kind of like mashed potatoes. So it's not very liquid, but it's also not very firm. And from what I'm seeing here, I think I have enough liquid in there. Looks good so far. And I only need this for 5 minutes. That's very important. Okay, I've been kneading this for 2 minutes now, and I'm now adding the salt and the vinegar. And the seeds, they come in last when I'm almost done with kneading. So here, 2 tablespoons of vinegar. And I continue with the kneading. And this is the last minute of kneading where I'm adding the seeds. And I remove the water, of course. And this will be mixed in now. All right. So this was 5 minutes of kneading, quite fast. And now here comes the interesting part. So this dough is not going to proof at all. And when I read this recipe, I was like, what? That can't work. It can't work. But then, you know, so many people were highly recommending this recipe, so I thought they can't all be wrong. And I decided to just give it a try. And it really worked. So let's see. Oh, by the way, I used about 400 milliliters of the liquid, which is about 1.5 cups. All right, so this goes now into my baking pan, and usually you want to grease this. This is a baking pan that actually doesn't need any greasing. So I will just put the dough in there. Okay. And I'm really cleaning this out as good as possible, not because I'm obsessive, but because it makes the cleaning of the bowl so much easier later. Okay, Let's add this here and put it into the corners. And I'm currently preheating the oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 200 degrees Celsius. Okay, so that's basically it. And I would usually let this rise, but as I said, it works without the rising, without the proofing. I can just put it into the oven. And let me show you the bread that I previously baked with this recipe. I didn't have any seeds in there though. So this is the leftover of the bread that I baked 3 days ago. Yes, 3 days ago. And I want to show you, so it is still nice and soft in the almost entire area. It's just this outer part that has become a little bit harder or drier, and I didn't even wrap this bread. It was just out here on the kitchen island, mainly because the first night we forgot, and the second night I thought, well, now it's too late anyway. But it's still fresh. You can see it's still very soft and edible. Very nice bread. I'm really impressed by this recipe. I did not expect this. So yeah, the oven is almost there at the 400 degrees Fahrenheit. I will put this into the oven. I think it's about 30 minutes. I'm not entirely sure. I think last time I had to figure it out by myself. It wasn't really in the recipe. So it also depends always on the size of your baking pan, of course. And I will let you know after the bread is baked how long it took me actually. All right, it's been in the oven for half an hour. Let's take a look. Yep, it sounds hollow. That means it's done. Okay, it could have been a little more brown, but it's obviously ready. So let me show that again. When it sounds hollow, that means your bread is finished. So I will have to let this cool now. And once it is cool, I will cut it open and show you how it looks like. So here's now my cooled bread, and let's take a look what it looks like from the inside. Okay, let's make a larger slice here. Okay, let's taste it. I just have it like that. The very distinctive taste of the spelt flour. I like it very much. I think it has a lot more taste than the wheat bread. This bread really is a very quick bread. It's very well tasting. It's very nice, and I recommend trying it. Yeah, so that's it for today, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I would be happy if you would subscribe if you haven't yet, and please give me a thumbs up and wait for the next video.